Hi everybody! Hi Theo! So we're continuing to review and to talk about Lord of the Rings and compare it to Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire, and today we have a really interesting video. We want to compare the ring and the dragons. That's a very good dragon. Even though the dragons are fucking huge and the ring is this small thing.
Tiny thing. Just
like the ring that you have. It's a very nice ring though. They're, in their essence, they are kind of the same.
A lot of similarities. They represent kind of imbalance of power in their worlds.
One ring to rule them all.
Ring, it corrupts. It affects people from the inside, like Boromir, right, and Smeagol, where they're sort of driven by this lust. It's the one ring to rule them all.
It says so on the ring. If you're looking to do something else, get another ring.
Yeah, I don't know. But the ring will make those people into domination. It has that effect. The dragons are...
awesome. Game-changing weapons.
Yeah, of conquest. The Targaryens enabled them to conquer all 7 kingdoms with just 3 dragons.
Right. The Valyrians used the dragons in order to conquer all the known world and subjugate and enslave the people.
It renders all like sort of castle fortifications useless.
The dragon's return basically creates an arms race. Now the White Walkers are coming up. All the magic is returning just from the fact that the dragons are back.
Are reborn, yes. Yeah. Dany becomes a real conqueror when she's on Drogon's back, and she gives the same speech from Khal Drogo, except she cuts out the part about the rape.
But she could be might as well have a ring on her finger as she's making that speech.
Exactly, because the conqueror is coming over her, and it makes people submit.
Basically, you can say that both this corrosive and corruptive fantasy elements led to their owner's downfall. Okay, so what are the differences between them? Can you think of any?
Sure. Well,
because we already prepared those differences.
They represent sort of opposite ends of the natural order. You have the ring. Well, the ring is creation. It's a work of craft, right?
Human craft.
It's a part of our infatuation with ourselves.
Right. I think we're very narcissistic. You mostly, though. I'm great. I
was just thinking that. Whereas dragons are this primal being of nature, right?
Something outside of us. Maybe they're also both like warning signs, like the ring warns us if we think of ourselves as more than we are, and we are consumed by ambition to get more and more. That's the ring.
That's right.
And the dragon is a warning sign against unchallenged, unmitigated military power that can bring destruction. Those two things are very relevant even today. Jorah tells Dany,
they can never be tamed.
And of course you cannot wield the one ring.
That's right. The wield has one master.
Right.
He does not share power.
Did you come up with that quote? It's very good.
Yeah, I think I did.
Wow, good for you, man.
A ring is a very interesting object or artifact. It speaks to a material value specific to humankind. Right? Imagine sort of primitive man and their craft.
Okay.
The tools that they would have made, weapons to hunt or defend themselves, shelter.
Yeah, maybe something to wear.
The idea of jewelry, right? It's a way of appreciating beauty now not created by nature, but beauty created by men.
So the value of this ring is basically imaginary. It's in our minds. It doesn't have any real objective value in the world. You cannot eat it. You cannot do anything with it besides look cool.
If gold was everywhere and there was only a couple of rocks, then rocks would be valuable.
So maybe Tolkien took that idea of us imagining an added value to an artifact that we have created, say a ring. He took that to the extreme and he added all these values, these human emotions and human fallacies and human weaknesses, and put all that into the ring.
In the symbol. It's all run amok, right?
It's nice.
I
like it.
There's a contrast. There's the elven rings that were used to make beautiful things in harmony with nature.
How does it corrupt nature?
Mordor, right? That's this land that's made in Sauron's oppressive image. And you see when Saruman becomes obsessed with ring lust
So even without having the ring, he's already
just knowing about
changing. Right.
He goes from a pretty friendly guy, and as he thinks it's closer to his grasp, they start chopping down the trees, these factories, because that's the obsession with man's dominion over the nature. So there's a part of mankind's creativity that is beautiful and is to be cherished and proud of, right? Then there's where it goes too far and man becomes overly impressed with his ability to create.
Right.
As we've moved to the top of the food chain,
right.
That, there's a kind of dominion that we hold.
Right.
Now.
I'm entitled to kill this animal and eat it because I want to. Does it exist for any other reason than for my pleasure, Theo?
Okay. So this cut very close to home for Tolkien, and he saw the power and might of industrialization when turned upon humanity. Where war went from this sort of almost sporting activity of the aristocracy.
Right. Like with funny hats.
Mass destruction.
Right, and gas, and shells, and all this shit that caused like suffering like humanity has never seen before.
So he lost all of his friends by the age of 19 but one.
Wow, that's depressing.
And then when he came back, his world wasn't quite the same. This kind of Shire-like community. People were gravitated towards cities more because that's where the jobs were. He was a very devout Roman Catholic, and he understood that because we're created in God's image, we would always want to create as God created the world, so we will want to duplicate that. Yet we must always be conscious of our humility, that no matter what we create, we can never create what He created.
Not he, but he.
Not he, but he. The great elven craftsman Feanor, he made these jewels called the Silmarils. Okay. And they were the most beautiful thing ever in the world.
Good for him.
Yes, he created the jewels, but he did not create the light that he contained in them. That was created by the one, Eru Iluvatar, who is God.
Praise be upon him.
Thank you very much.
It kind of reminds me of Moses a little bit, right? That, to simplify it, it took some credit for shit that God did, whatever, the water, from the stone. His lack of humility led to him, even though he was the main guy, to not being able to go into the promised land, so he just fucking walked around for 40 years for nothing.
That's exactly right. And in a similar way, Feanor and his kin were banned from the promised land, from the undying lands.
So the ring speaks to our anxiety with the stuff that we make. What about the dragons?
The dragons speak to the opposite anxiety.
Okay.
So before you could worry about bling or fancy things, we had to make sure we didn't get eaten.
Also earthquakes and tsunamis and volcanoes, like we are nothing compared to nature.
And the raw destructive power is not of nature is not only on the outside, but it's also within us.
What do you mean?
Well, we are human and we have consciousness, but on the other end, we are beasts still.
Maybe you.
All these houses are personified by a beast.
Right, Mormonts are bears.
Mormonts are bears, and they are bear-like.
Jorah Mormont is hairy.
He's much hairier in the books.
Yeah, in the books they say that he's really, really hairy.
Really hairy. They say it all the time, actually. The Starks have this pack mentality. They're a very close-knit family, and they're just bad when separate. Lannisters are lions, and they
have ego.
They have egos. They're all about ruling, and they kill the cubs of their rivals, just like real lions. And the Targaryens are the dragons.
Right, and they're talking about waking the dragon.
You are a horse-lord slut, and now you've woken the dragon.
There's a beast in every man, and it stirs when you put a sword in his hand.
Wow, did you think of that quote?
I did. I like to write quotes in my head.
You're really good today.
Oh, thank you. So when you wake the dragon, that's a sign that the raw power of the beast inside you has sort of overthrown the mind, and it threatens to destroy society. It threatens to destroy man-made structures like cities and fortifications and things that humanity builds to protect ourselves. So they're both psychological fears. The beast is like the body. It's the natural material that we're made of. And the dragon is the fear that our body will overthrow the mind.
Right.
The ring is the fear that the mind will dominate, subjugate the body.
Ooh. I'll have to meditate on that a bit. And if I'll meditate, you won't be able to wake the dragon anymore.
That's right. You will be mind and body in harmony.
Huh.
Yeah, as far as mythology, Narcissus, he's the guy who couldn't look away from his own reflection, and it's very similar to when the characters in Lord of the Rings can't take their eyes off of the ring. It's fixated on
Can I see it? What the fuck? I'm not playing. Just let me have a look. I'll give it back to you. Come on. What the fuck?
No! What the fuck? It's my arm! It's my question! It's mine! I tell you!
Okay, so let's go to this video's bold prediction. We know from the get-go that the ring is evil. We know very early on that it has to be destroyed. But no one tells us that the dragons are evil. If you read closely, you kind of figure out, okay, if you kill babies and no one can control you, and you can kill dozens of thousands of people just like that, then maybe that's a problem.
The ring and the dragon sort of represent an imbalance of the natural order. You know, all the really earliest heroes are dragon slayer stories, right? You have Beowulf, Sigurd, St. George.
Right, so this is like our fantasy that we will overcome the power of nature.
That's right, that's right.
And be able to tame it, maybe, or just fucking kill it.
Oh, right, or just kill it. Most times, kill it.
But if you had it like behind bars, like King Kong, us trying to dominate, then that would be fine until, of course, the dragon would just fly off and be on Empire State Building, and then would just spit fire everywhere. That'd be nice, actually. Huh?
Kill it. And in Sigurd's case, interesting that it was after he killed the dragon, tasted its blood, and became one with nature.
So destroying nature is good.
No, destroying the raw, terrifying, destructive, evil power of nature is good.
And drinking it from it is also good?
And drinking its blood, yes.
I think like biologically that seems weird. If you drink something evil, wouldn't you be evil? I don't know.
It's myth.
Just trying to figure things out. Don't be whatever, so harsh.
They're both like kind of the ultimate power in their stories, the ultimate weapons of mass destruction.
The ultimate fantasy element in these two greatest fantasy stories ever told.
That's right. Eventually, they're all going to have to be destroyed.
Right, in order for harmony to come back in some way. And we also had a video about why the dragons must die. You can watch that. And if you enjoyed our video, you should most definitely click like and subscribe to get all our videos about Lord of the Rings. If you want to support our channel, any pledge on patreon.com/GOT Academy will be very much appreciated. And you can also purchase this shirt and others in links in the description. Watch it. Binge watch it. You know you want to. This is the one video to move on. Bye everybody, we'll see you next time.